PGA Tour heads to Quail Hollow as it's time for the Wells Fargo Championship that is on the way. Let's talk about it with Jason Sobel from the Action Network. And Jason, right there at the top, obviously, you've got popular names that we're used to talking about. Of course, Justin Thomas, Jon Rahm, they both on the DK Sportsbook have better than plus 1,000 odds. So between the two, who are you going to lean towards?
Yeah, I'm kind of going with both. I mean, I'm not taking either one to win outright, but I like both of them this week. Jon Rahm has been a top 10 machine so far this season. I expect that to continue. Should be a really good course for him. The harder it plays this week, the better it is for Jon Rahm, who tends to play tough golf courses really, really well. We've seen that in the past. Justin Thomas, all he's doing is coming off a week at Innisbrook for the Valspar Championship, where he led the field in strokes gained tee to green, led the field in strokes gained approach shots, led the field in strokes gained off the tee, and yet finished in T13. And that's because he just didn't have his best stuff with the putter. And so if he can figure out that flat stick a little bit, watch out for JT on a golf course where, of course, he won his lone major championship, the PGA, back in 2017.
Just below Thomas and Rahm, you have, of course, DraftKings own Bryson DeChambeau plus 1,400, and then you have Xander Schauffele at plus 1,600. We haven't seen either of those two since the Masters. It's been a little while. So if you had to pick one with the greater upside this week, who is it?
Bryson DeChambeau regularly has the greater upside, really over anybody you could ask me about, Adam. There's a tremendous ceiling for Bryson on a regular basis, and this should be a good course for him. This is a course that favors guys who drive it a long way and putt really well, and it takes out that approach shot just a little bit. Over the years, the approach shot stat has not mattered as much at Quail Hollow as it has at some other golf courses. That tends to favor Bryson, who's got two really good clubs in his bag. One's a driver, one's a putter. So this should be a course that suits his game really well this week.
How about this trio? We have Viktor Hovland, Rory McIlroy, and Webb Simpson, all plus 1,800 on the DK Sportsbook. It would seem that Rory would be the favorite of the group, I would think, just because of the course history, but do you see it differently?
That's another tough one. You're good at asking these questions, Adam. You should
well, they're well prepared for me, I promise you.
Look, I like all three of these guys too. Webb Simpson lives right off the 7th hole at Quail Hollow. He nails this golf course better than anybody. Rory McIlroy, all he's done is 2 wins, 7 top 10s, and 9 career starts at this golf course. And Viktor Hovland coming off a top 5 last week at Innisbrook, and this course should fit his eye as well. So I like all three of these guys. If I got to pick between all of them, going back and forth, give me Webb Simpson, just based on the course knowledge and based on the fact that he seems like he's due for a title contention. But honestly, Adam, I like all three of these guys. Great question, though.
Thank you. Again, credit to our producers because I'm not writing them. How about Max Homa, who is the defending champ here, plus 3,500, and it's not any of those higher odds guys we talked about. Again, Homa coming in as the defending champ. So is he someone that you like, given, of course, recency bias to some degree, or is there someone with better odds that stands out to you?
Yeah, I do like Max Homa this week. I think that coming off that win from 2019, that's really given him a boost over the last 2 years. We've seen him, of course, win the Genesis Invitational in LA, his hometown, at Riviera earlier this year, and then played really well, got into another title contention last week. So playing some really strong golf right now. I do like him this week. Other guys in that area, sort of similar odds. I like Cameron Tringali, another guy who contended last week. And then Brian Harman, who's got 4 consecutive finishes of 13th or better. Watch out for Harman. I really like him this week.
This is where I ask you the very basic questions I could absolutely come up with on my own. Like, what kind of long shots do you like this week?
Okay, so I did my Action Network podcast last night with Justin Ray, the stats guru from the 15th Club. And Justin's the one that told me this is a course where driving it straight and driving it long helps a lot, and then putting helps. And so I went out to Fantasy Labs, which is part of the Action Network, and I typed in, okay, I want 25% in a model. I want 25% long-term strokes gained off the tee. I want 25% short-term strokes gained off the tee, 25% short-term putting, 25% long-term putting. Figured it all out. It spit out Vince Whaley, and I said, oh, okay, well, this thing doesn't really make any sense. And I looked at Vince Whaley, and I said, He's finished in the top 40 in 6 straight events. Very sneaky under the radar. I don't know that Vince Whaley is going to go out and win this golf tournament, but if you're looking for a guy who's maybe a top 20, top 30 type of play, who is under the radar and has a nice price next to his name, he fits everything we're looking for this week. So why not Vince Whaley?
Just so you know, listening to those numbers for a second, I turned into the Zach Galifianakis hangover gif. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Yes.
All right. How about someone that you want to avoid, someone you're fading this week?
Yeah, Patrick Canttley has missed the cut in 3 of his last 4 starts. I went back to find exactly how he played after the last time he missed 2 cuts. Well, I had to go back to 2014. It doesn't happen very often. So maybe we don't necessarily look for Patrick Canttley to miss the cut once again, but clearly not playing his best golf right now. He's good enough. He's an elite level player, can turn it around in a hurry, but I'm going to hold off on Patrick Canttley until I see something a little more positive from him moving forward.
Finally, Jason, of course, it's the Wells Fargo Championship. So who is your Wells Fargo champion?
I am going with a member at Quail Hollow, and it's not Webb Simpson. I'm going deep this week, Adam. I'm going with a guy with some pretty big odds next to his name. Harold Varner III has yet to win on the PGA Tour, but if and when he does, it's going to be a very popular victory amongst the public and amongst his fellow players. Very popular type of guy, fun guy to watch play golf. I think he's ready to put it all together. He was T2 in his last start at the RBC Heritage just a couple of weeks ago on his home course at Quail Hollow. I think he can make it happen this week. It would be a tremendous story.
The YOLO pick. I'm here for it. Jason Sobel, Action Network. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.